long length partials. I used to do full range of motion for everything on sheer principle. And by principle, I mean like OCD. Is that a principle, Scott? Obsessive compulsive disorder? Sure. And so just from OCD tendencies, from wanting to be a perfectionist, I did everything full range of motion. It was good for tracking. It was good for muscle growth. And because at the time, the research only compared the top part of a movement to the whole range was superior, and that's what I did. But recent research, probably best summarized and explained by Dr. Milo Wolf, who you should definitely be following on social media and on YouTube. He has a great channel. That summary of literature, which Milo does all the time, is showing an increasing number of studies, now pretty incontrovertible, that show that the bottom half or so of a movement at that long length of the muscle, at that stretch, tends to grow a lot of muscle and sometimes even beats the whole range of motion. So I was initially resistant to this, but then I actually tried it. And my perceived stimulus to fatigue ratio, how pumped the muscle gets, how sore the muscle gets, how weak the muscle gets after training versus how much energy am I expending, how tired I am nervous system wise, how much my joints hurt. The stimulus to fatigue ratio, especially in some exercises for lengthened partials, was at least as good and sometimes better. So now what I do is I have some exercises I really prefer to do partials on either at the end of the set or just the whole time. An example is calves. When I do calf raises, I get a huge stretch and big pause at the bottom. When I come up, I don't click and lock out at the top and get on my tippy toes every time. Sometimes I come up just to parallel and then back down. That zaps my calves and literally grows them more than doing the full range of motion, because the full range of motion is so hard on that top half. You're spending a ton of energy doing the part of the movement that confers the least growth. So if you just don't do that part of the movement and you save that energy by doing more partial reps at the bottom range, you just grow more. It's that simple and it works. Another muscle for you guys to try this and work well for me is triceps. I used to do inverted skull crushers, for example, by locking out completely and coming back down. But now what I do is I come up 2/3 of the way while the tension's still passing through the triceps, no lockout, and come all the way back down. 2/3 and back down. And it's brutal. And for a similar amount of physical work, I'm getting a bigger stimulus and I'm growing more, which is awesome. So I encourage you guys to experiment with some lengthened partials and see where it goes, because for me, it's been really, really great.